奇跡をくださいな永遠を手にしたいなんてさ見せ続けたい強さを感じていたいニコニコの欲は人の姿クイーンについてしまえ骨の隅までもこのまま消し去ってしまってもいいさなのに流れ出る涙は誰のためなのもう嫌だ嘘は嫌気まぐれなジェニー叫びまくるイカれるようにその命果てる時まで叫べ時を止めな狂いましょう我を忘れて生きるようにゴージャスは歓喜の月ああ神様奇跡をくださいな袖を手に入れるだけさ操りたいもてそんだい朝どりごな毒は悪の腹が噛みついてしまえ骨の隅までもこのまま消し去ってしまってもいいさなのに震わせる心は誰のためなのもう嫌だ嘘は嫌怖くまでジェニージェニーわがままなジェニー
Hello and welcome to our 45th Facebook Live as we celebrate Starfury conventions and also wishing you all, hope you all had an absolutely wonderful seasonal holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. Hope you all had a great time and hope you're all looking forward to the new year and hope 2025 is going to be a great new year for you, bringing you lots of wonders and prosperity. Now, for our special tonight, as it's coming to the end of the year, what we're doing is we're looking back at 2024 and everything that Starfury achieved over that period. We're going to be playing some videos of past events. Last week I came down with a viral infection and have been ill in bed for over a week and a half, still slightly recovering from it. But I went out partying with some friends on a riverboat and I caught something on there. So I didn't get to finish off the one or two of the videos I was hoping to get done because I spent quite a bit of time in bed. But we're still going to have a really good little retrospective tonight of the best of Starfury. We had a great 2024. Hopefully this will bring back some nice memories for you, for those of you who are joining us tonight, who were at some of those events. And let's have a look back. And yes, 2024 was an exciting time for us. We ran 10 events covering a whole pile of shows over the year. And the first event that we did was our Lucifer event, which was Lux 3, our third event celebrating the television series Lucifer. And we had some old favorites at it. We had a lot of guests who had never done a Lucifer event before. So across the three events, we really did get quite a lot of faces from the series. So we can have a look at this video from Starfury Lux 3, which was our celebration of the television series Lucifer. So that was Lux 3. That was our first event of 2024. Now, just quickly to go back, I saw some people making some comments in the comment section. And just to state that tonight we don't have any updates or information for you. Because it's the Christmas and the New Year holiday, whole of Hollywood shuts down. All of the agencies shut last week. So if I hadn't already finished any deals last week, you couldn't really do any negotiating this week because understandably people are celebrating the holidays and the new year. So there's like a 2.5 week period when you can't do any negotiating with any of the agents or finalize any deals or catch up on anything. So anything that's already was to be announced has already been announced. Tonight, we're just celebrating everything we did in 2024, and that was celebrating Lux 3, our third celebrations of the television series Lucifer. It was a really fun event. The fans were great, really great vibe. All the actors were absolutely lovely. The interesting thing, though, we saw a massive drop in attendance for that Lucifer event. Now, every single fandom's always has its own vibe and own demands and own expectations. And it was very clear from that one that unless you had Tom Ellis at an event, a Lucifer event is going to be a hard sell. So that's why we don't have a Lucifer event planned for 2025. Very interesting. That always happens. Every show, no matter how popular you might think it is, has a lifespan on the convention scene. And it's a very weird algorithm. You have some fans who will only attend if you've got a certain guest. You'll have some fans who will only attend if you've got the star of the show. You've got some fans who will attend no matter who you've got. And you've got some fans who only want to go if there's guests they haven't seen before. Then you have certain fans who, no matter who you bring, they're into a show for a period, then they move on to something else. So it's a weird kind of algorithm trying to work out which shows will sell and then which shows don't. And then when I stop doing a convention around a certain show because ticket sales have declined too much and it's no longer financially viable, then I start getting a lot of attacks on social media and a lot of personal attacks for it. Thing with Lucifer, it clearly has a very passionate and dedicated fan base at the moment. But of course, to make an event work, I've got to have Tom along. And so you've got to be able to book the venue in advance, but no Tom is available in advance when you're booking the venue, all those kind of issues. And his career is really doing well, understandably, at the moment. So his availability is a lot difficult. So I haven't got anything planned for 2025. I am looking at 2026 is the 10th anniversary of Lucifer. So I thought in 2026, provided I can get the right dates at the Hilton and provided that they work with Tom Ellis's schedule and work with schedule some others of the cast as well to do a Lux 4 in 2026 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Lucifer. And I think that would work really well. But we're going to be putting Lucifer to bed for the moment, so we won't have a Lucifer Con in 2025. We still have some other good events lined up in 2025 as well. Now, after our Lucifer event, straight after that, we had a convention celebrating Shadow and Bone, which was a very popular Netflix series. Unfortunately, due to the writers' strike, they ended up dropping it after 2 seasons, but it's a really quality show. And if you haven't seen it, I would definitely, it's still all up on Netflix. Definitely say you should give it a go. Really cool, fun steampunk series. And we did an event celebrating that series called Into the Fold. And here's a video from that convention. So that was Starfury Into the Fold. That was our first event celebrating the television series Shadow and Bone. It was a very small event, but it was, always for me, Starfury events are not about the quantity of attendees, it's about the quality of the experience for those attendees. And the guests were really great. It was a very intimate event. The attendees got a lot of access with the guests, made for a really fun event. And we're doing one more event for the television series Shadow and Bone, Into the Fold 2, which is taking place next March. That'll be the last one. So if you like Shadow and Bone, make sure to be at that event, because that'll probably be your last opportunity for a Starfury event with the cast of those shows. I'm always a fan myself, generally, of the shows myself. And one of the things I'm the biggest fan of is Star Wars. And yet, for some reason, even though I'm a huge Star Wars fan, I've never actually covered Star Wars. So this year, I actually got to do a Star Wars convention, which was very exciting for me and was a lot of fun, and probably my personal favorite event of the year. It was a really great event, and that was Starfury Invasion. So that was Starfury Invasion, our very first event centered around the Star Wars franchise. It was a really great event. Some of the best cosplay we've seen. We had droid builders there, props. Getting Mary Elizabeth Winstead to an event was an absolute dream come true for me. It was a really cool event, and I've got some really cool plans already set for Invasion 2025 next year. So if you're a Star Wars fan, keep an eye out on that. Interestingly, looking back, the first Starfury event was in 1997. That was September 1997, and it was an evening event that took place in a pub called Page's Bar, and we had the late Michael O'Hare, who was the star of Babylon 5, as a guest. And then our second event was our first weekend event, Starfury 98. That took place in February 1998 at the Leicester Holiday Inn. It was also the first convention to ever have photo sessions at it. Photo sessions had never been done at conventions before, and we were the very first people to ever offer the opportunity for a photo with the guest for a huge price of £5. So you got a photo with the guest, and it was funny, within the next few years, every event was doing it, and doing it in exactly the same format that we set out when we first started doing it. So that was a way in which Starfury completely changed the face of conventions. Now, looking back last year, unquestionably the most popular show that we're covering now at the moment is Supernatural. It's got a huge fan base, largely thanks to it's a really well-written show. It lasted 15 years, and the cast is absolutely wonderful at conventions as well. The producer of Supernatural, Eric Kripke, does a new show, The Boys, that's my favorite show at the moment. So I also incorporate that into the Supernatural event as well. And Crossroads 8, which was our 8th Supernatural event, which we had, as I said, guests from Supernatural, from The Boys as well. That was our biggest show of the year. And so here we go with Starfury Crossroads 8. That was such a fun event. The Supernatural fans, they really have such an incredible community together. They call themselves the Supernatural Supernatural family, which is absolutely true, because it really is. When you're at a Supernatural event, you really do get a family feeling and a family vibe with the attendees, no matter who the guests are. But given that we had people like Misha and Jim Beaver and others from the show there, we had it was our biggest event of last year, and it was an absolutely fantastic event. Had a really great vibe to it. Another show that always proves popular for us is Outlander, and we've been covering Outlander since 2015. So next year is going to be our 10th anniversary of doing Outlander events. It's a very unique fandom, very much set just to the Outlander events. Always has a really great vibe. This year's Outlander event was a particularly special one. The one problem we have with Outlander events is that the two stars they want to do events, they love meeting their fans, but the demands on them in terms of their career is they're never available. But for this year, we managed to get Katrina Balfe along, who very rarely gets the opportunity to do events because she is always so busy, and she's an absolutely amazing individual. She's one of the nicest, most down-to-earth people that you could ever hope to work with. So having her along for our Outlander event made it a very, very special event. So that was our 7th celebration of the television series Outlander. We had a great time. The cast were always lots of fun, but as I said, having Katrina Balfe along just made it something extra special. You might have noticed in that video, and also in our video for Crossroads, we had Ed Spaliers along at Highlander 7, and we had Todd Stashwick along at Crossroads 8. That was the Trekkie in me, kind of like sneaking in some Trek guests from the final season of Picard as well, and it was well worth it because they were both phenomenal guests on top. We had a great time at those events. Our next event for Outlander is going to be our first event of the year that's taking place February 28th at the Hilton. And what we're doing is we're celebrating the first 2 seasons of Outlander, because there's been a lot of guests who we've not seen at an Outlander event in quite a while. So we've got a lot of faces we haven't seen in a while at that. So if you're a fan of Outlander, you can come and check out Starfury's Highlanders 8. Now, another show like Outlander that we've been covering for quite a few years is Hannibal. And Hannibal is a show in terms of the fandom that's showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. It may have been off the air for nearly a decade, but that doesn't seem to matter. The fandom is just as vibrant and alive as it's always been. Now, this was a bit of a problematic and controversial event, because Red Dragon 6th, our 6th event celebrating Hannibal, was supposed to be taking place in April 2020. Now, of course, April 2020, we were in a lockdown with the pandemic, so the event had to be cancelled. And so it was postponed, and it was about 18 months before the lockdown was lifted. And after it was lifted, it was a case of rescheduling the event, but it became more problematic with this than any of the other events that we had to reschedule, largely because a lot of our attendees came from abroad, but also just trying to find out dates that work within Mads Mikkelsen's schedule as well. So it took quite a while for it to be rescheduled, but reschedule it we did, and it took place, and it was an incredible event. Mads did not disappoint, not that he would ever would disappoint. And the Hannibal fans were out in force for a sold-out event. And it's just one of the things when you're at a Hannibal event and you just see what the fans of Hannibal, the Fannibals are like. They give presents to each other. They have such a community with each other, and it's such an amazing vibe to it. So that is Starfury Red Dragon. So as you can see, the passion for Hannibal still continues. It's one of those shows that Starfury is covering that the demand just goes on, and it's already showing for the next Red Dragon event, Red Dragon 7, because it's virtually sold out. We sold about 80% of the available tickets. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month or so that event sells out, but it is going to sell out because the Fannibals, they want an event, they want to meet the cast, and most of all, they want to spend a weekend with each other, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. Another show then we had after that was our Starfury Witch Bomb. And at Starfury Witch Bomb, we celebrate 2 new shows, Warrior Nun and also Motherland Fort Salem. They're both very female-centric action, fantasy, sci-fi shows. And here we have Starfury, our second event around those 2 events, Starfury Witchblade. So that was Starfury Witch Bomb 2, our second event celebrating Warrior Nun and Motherland Fort Salem. Small event, but really intimate, really fun. Some of the nicest guests. Taylor Hickson's probably one of my favorite guests to work with. She's absolutely wonderful and great with the fans. It's a really nice event. Now, after that event, we did another event that was Crossroads 9, in which we combined Supernatural with also Lucifer. That was down to Tom Ellis being available at that time of the year, and I wasn't going to turn Tom Ellis down for an event. And there's been quite a few actors who appeared on both Supernatural and Lucifer, so we got those guests along as well. Now, because I was ill in bed for the past week, I have not, that's the one video I have not got round to editing. It takes me about 2 to 3 days to edit one of these videos, and I haven't finished that one off. So unfortunately, we're going to have to skip over Crossroads 9 today in this retrospective of Starfury events, but we did have a very cool time. You always have a great time with the Supernatural fans. You always have a lot of fun with the Lucifer fans as well. Of course, there's a lot of crossover between the fandoms anyway, and it made for a really cool event. Now, the event we did after that was Starfury Enchanted 5, and I honestly had thought that once upon a time, as I say, a lot of shows come to a natural end of their lifespan in terms of the fandom, but Once Upon a Time seems to have had a bit of a resurgence. There was a demand for another event, so having run the final one 2 years ago, we suddenly brought back Once Upon a Time, and it did really well and it was very popular. And so here we have Starfury Enchanted 5. So across 2024, we covered a whole pile of familiar shows from Lucifer to Supernatural, Motherland Fort Salem, Hannibal, Outlander, Warrior Nun. A lot of familiar shows for Starfury, but for a final event of the year, we tried something new with a show, Our Flag Meets Death, a very popular pirate comedy. And we were approached by the reps of the cast saying they wanted to do an event together specifically for their fans. And so we put together Starfury, the Republic of Pirates, for the first time, covering that show with the cast. And we had it was a very small event, but it was a really intimate, really friendly, really fun event. That was Starfury, the if you saw at the end of that video, we had Christian Nern actually did a DJ set at on the Saturday night of the disco, which was pretty spectacular. And although I don't have another event planned for our Flag Meets Death, me and Christian have been talking about him popping along to one or two other Starfury events next year and doing the DJ set again at the disco, because it was absolutely spectacular and it really gave quite a rave feel to the Saturday night party. So that was it for 2024. And I thought we had some amazing guests over the years. You see, over the year we brought along Rhys Darby along. We had the wonderful Lana Parrilla along. We had Tom Ellis, Taylor Hickson, Katrina Balfe, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Misha Collins, Karen Fukuhara, Tom Welling, Jessie May Lee. We had some incredible guests along over the year. And hopefully for those of you who attended, you've got some amazing memories from those events, and tonight help you remember some of them. But for me, Starfury ultimately isn't just about the guests or that, but it's about the community and making friends and being part of a family community over the weekend at the event. And when you leave the event, it's not just about as many autographs or photos you have, but how many new friends you have and how many old friends you've caught up with. And that's what's kind of important. Unfortunately, we aren't doing a Destiny New Year's Eve event this year. So it was nice just to be able to touch base and catch up with everybody before the end of the year this way. I hope you all had a great Christmas, and I hope to see many of you in the new year. As I said, we've got some great events planned. The Hannibal events the Hannibal event and the Crossroads event are both very close to sold out at the moment, and the Stargate event's getting there as well. But we've got a lot of cool guests line up, a lot of cool events. So I hope to see you all in 2025. I hope you all have a great party time celebrating in the new year, but stay well and look after each other, and I look forward to seeing you all in the new year.
Oh